Right, thank you, Jimmy, for the breakfast show. Now, a little break from the skanking, and we're going to have a little interview. You're listening to Music Box Radio live from Mucky Weekender Festival, and we have an exclusive interview with Math from The Egg.
Hello. Hi. How you doing?
Morning.
Yeah. It is morning still. No, it's not.
Well, it's time for a beer, so it can't be that close to the morning. So, I'm sure, as most of you know, The Egg are a very long-standing British band who I would say slightly uncategorizable.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, like, what are we?
What are you? I mean, I would kind of beaty, kind of groovy, definitely psychedelic, maybe a little bit jazzy, but not literally.
Yeah. We started off being kind of funk and jam and all that kind of stuff years ago, and then we got into electronics, and then we got into listening to the stuff in clubs, and we started mixing that with what we played live, and it kind of evolved, and every gig we did changes,
Yeah, of course, it evolves naturally. Yeah. So before we go too much further, let's have some music. We're going to play a classic of yours. It's got a little festival link.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have a bit of that, then we'll come back with a bit more chat.
Yeah, Woodstock 69. Yeah, this is, I'll just tell you about it quickly. We were on a cab in 8 in the morning in New York coming back from a party, and the driver was saying, oh, yeah, Woodstock 69, I was there, man. Didn't need any drugs. You're tripping when you got there. So I recorded him afterwards, asked his permission. He said, yeah, that's cool. So it's all real. He was just talking about being there. He has such a great voice. So he's in the track. That's him.
Woodstock 69, I was there. Out there Friday evening at twilight, they had carnival lights. You didn't need any drugs. You were tripping when you got there. Oh, I saw Janis Joplin. Jefferson Airplane woke me up Sunday mornings. I saw Jimmy. 10 years after, what's his name? Country Joe and the Fish. Joe Cocker, a little help from my friends. Santana, the drummer was 15 years old. Sly and the Family Stone Saturday night. The ground was shaking. Wanna take you higher.
Woodstock 69 from the Egg, particularly groovy, chugging and musical. Lovely, lovely little number. So obviously a festival theme in there. I mean, very directly about a festival. I can see you play a lot of festivals.
Yeah, we
very,
do.
very sadly not playing this one.
We're not playing this one. We're playing later on today, but at a different festival. So everyone has to leave and come to Little. Well, I don't know if you can hear this outside this festival, but we're playing at Little People, which is really good friends of ours, Grant and Carlotta put on. This one's in Malmesbury this year, but we're playing this tonight, and this afternoon we're playing. So we've got to go in a bit. Great little party. And we're not playing this one, but we will. I mean, Biff, I know the boys who run this. I'm sure we'll do it one day. I've done a few gigs with a lot of the people who run these stages, so it'll happen.
So yeah, Barry, Biff, if you're listening, next year, get the Egg on. So, given you go to so many festivals, what is your top festival survival tip, either as a punter or as an artist? What's essential?
I'll tell you what to do is when it's baking hot in the morning, like it is right now, take your duvet out of your tent and stick it on top of your tent. The thicker, the better, and open the doors, and it'll cool right down. It's what the indigenous Americans have done for years with their teepees, like big, thick rugs right over the top, and cools it right down, stops the sun getting through, gets the draft.
Okay,
right.
Hear that, people? Duvet, sleeping bags out on top of your tent.
Yeah.
Exclusive advice there from the Egg.
Yeah.
So, let's get back to the music. Now, you're nominally the drummer.
Yep, I'm the drummer, but I also program bits and bobs, and I set off loops, and I try and sometimes I trigger bass lines and kind of organise all the kind of Ableton. It's all live, but we're always in new loops, and I'm filtering them in and out while we play, so there's a lot going on while playing drums. A bit of a nightmare.
I got the impression. I mean, a lot of times drummers are the people who hang around with musicians.
I know.
But the vibe I get, you're so groove driven and so based in dance music that surely you must be the core of everything there.
I mean, I kind of make it happen without me. It's kind of fun being a drummer because you're setting the tempo and when to stop and when to start, and with the dropouts sign, you kind of get to boss people around. So I'm not really a musician. You're right, actually. What am I even doing here? You're right. I'm off. Bye.
Yeah, that's it. We've unveiled Math as the fraud that he is.
Works
it's all
it
over.
out.
But I'm interested in your writing process. Right, your songs are often very involved. They're quite haunting. I think very emotional. And I think that feels like there's a kind of real progress in them. They're quite quite dense and hypnotic. What's the process for making them?
We sometimes start off with a bass line, that Woodstock one, and a sample like the guy in the taxi, and sometimes we start with some samples, like the track I might play next is Whatever Forever, which is like a beautiful chord structure Ned come up with. He's really good at his chords, and I think, and the way things evolve, we always want to try and build up a groove, and then you get to a crest of a wave, and it's all about trying to stay on top of that wave. And then, dance music always wants to have something staying the same to create the hypnosis, but something a little bit different changing to create melodies or chords. So there's always a kind of pedal between the two, and that's kind of where we're interested in, that kind of zone. So some tracks bass lines stay the same, we change chords over the top. Sometimes it starts with a sample, but we jam it a lot, and then every time we play it, it changes a bit. So and it's all down to the audience and how we think, that did work, that didn't work, we do more stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get the vibe listening to it. I can even if I hear the pre-recorded stuff, I can really hear it, how it might sound live or how it would really take on a life of its own. I mean, do you see your product, is the live the ultimate product for you, or are the recordings, or is that not really a...
It's weird, actually. I mean, it used to be just live, and then we'd go into the studio and just record what we did live. And then when we did our album Forwards with Benji, we just sat around for 9 months thinking about it. And that was a much more reflective album, tracks like Lost at Sea and Venice Beach, and which was interesting, actually, because we did those tracks. We didn't really even think about playing live. We just thought about doing stuff we loved. And funnily enough, that got us re-signed, thanks to Ed Bigland.
Big up Ed.
Big up Ed, who put us on the track with Benji and Twisted Records, and then we got re-signed, and then Walking Away happened, and then obviously the Getter remix followed after that, and that became the biggest dance tune in the world. So we're like kind of nuts, really.
Well, there you go. Do what you love.
His first single was a track with us.
That must have been a bit mad.
It was quite mad because we didn't even know we'd kind of agreed to it, and suddenly we got a phone call from Miami saying, it's #1 on the buzz charts. Someone's pressed up 200 vinyl, given it to every DJ. And it's
I guess not a position you would be expecting to find yourself in.
No, but it worked out well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, shall we have a bit of music then?
Well, yeah, I'll play this tune. This is Whatever Forever. If you've heard of the amazing German synth artist Ulrich Schnauz, he does this beautiful chill-out music. So we did a track with him. We did the chord structure, went to his place in Walthamstow, which is filled up with keyboards from top to toe, and he put all these synths on it. So now we use them as part of the track. So I'm going to play a version of us playing it live. So it's a bit live. It's a bit kind of rough, but we played at a festival All About Love about 4 weeks ago. Which is amazing. Really, one of their first years, and everyone loved it. And we had people dancing. Imagine those people dancing on hay bales in the sunshine and going nuts. So you'll hear his synths at the beginning, then we come in, and you'll find out.
Beautiful. Let's have it.
Right, I'm going to fade it up because it's going to be weird otherwise. Right. Okay.
Beautiful, exclusive live content. Beautiful, beautiful song. As I said, really, really uplifting, and something in the melodies that you use that always kind of touches my heart. Makes me feel like, I'm searching.
Yeah, there is a bit of that. Well, Ulrich Schnauz is the genius. It's Ned's chord structure as well on that track. Yeah, whatever, forever. If I come round to your house and I come and fix the curtains, will I stay on the sofa? Will I be there forever and ever? Basically, it's a bit about kind of like slouching out and don't know, never leaving anywhere.
Well, I think we can all identify with that a bit.
I don't know, it's like me at a festival.
Yeah.
So you're going to play Venice Beach, are you?
Yeah. In a second, a couple of questions for you first. So I always think about influences when I'm DJing. I play something new and then I go back into the roots, and I'm always thinking about the roots. Maybe it's because I've got to a certain age. But looking at roots and influencing on you, drummers wise, who influenced you on any level as a drummer?
Oh yeah, well, Clyde Stubblefield from who played with James Brown was a massive influence. He did Sex Machine and all those tracks and everything like that. Funnily enough, story about that: the funky drummer got sampled by loads of people, these hip hop artists over the years, and then James Brown did just like, I'm gonna get my money back, and then again he did this big court case. He did the payback mix. He got for the funky drummer. All the money went back to James Brown. It didn't go to Clyde Stubblefield at all. So it was like, Jesus Christ, it's the same problem as well. He actually played the drums. He didn't get anything. He put up some kind of help me post, and eventually he said, like, I'm on welfare. I haven't got any money. And then some mysterious donor paid $80,000 bill to save his medical costs, and no one knew who it was until after Prince died, and his former partner said it was him, but he didn't want anyone to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
weird. That.
Yeah. Well, I guess if when you're a genius, maybe you know there's a level you can vibe with those other geniuses. Yeah. So another quick question: if you were sitting having a coffee on a sunny morning, what would you be listening to?
What would I be listening to? I love a track by Quintus Project called Night Flight, remixed by Psych Magic. I love Psych Magic. Tom and
they're very good. They are very, very good.
Tom and Danny. So this track's called. It's a great track. You should play it later on. The Quintus Project, really chill, beautiful chord structure. I love the chord structures, and it just brings everyone together, glues us all together, and makes us feel good. So Quintus Project, Night Flight.
I will have to check that out. It sounds perfect. Okay, and last one, late at night, sitting, maybe having a little nightcap or something. What are you listening to wind down?
I thought about winding up.
Okay.
There's a track I really like called Bohemian Groove by High Jinks, which is really, really good. Which I'm trying to kind of find out the chords so I can try and play it as well. See if I can play it live. I sometimes do that. Chill out tunes. Well, that was the one, the Night Flight one.
Okay, so it's a song fit for every occasion.
Morning and night.
Okay, perfect. Well, so the two tunes from the Egg we played so far have been fairly up tempo, and we're going to go a little more mellow now. It is morning, the heat is building, so let's space out a little bit with some Venice Beach from the Egg. Jukebox Radio live from the Mucky Weekender. They're waking you up, easing you into the day. Venice Beach by The Egg. And I'm here, luckily enough, with Math from The Egg.
Hello. Hi. How you doing?
So at the core of the band is you and your brother, Ned.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And here at the interview is you.
It's me.
I'm going to make an assumption. Are you the older brother?
I'm the younger brother.
Ah, okay. You're inverting the stereotypes then.
13 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, 13 whole minutes.
Yeah, no.
Very important minutes.
Well, he might be in a minute actually.
Well. So I was going to say, obviously, there's a point at which you two have morphed together to make something that's no doubt, more than the sum of its parts, as your skills and vibes and talents combine.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
we can hear the product of that in that music, but what are the areas where your tastes differ? Like, where would you go that he wouldn't like all the other way around?
Oh yeah. No, I'm more kind of into morose humour, and he's not morose humour, but kind of weird angled humour, and I'm more kind of BT and more kind of like I like wrong notes and stuff like that. And he likes nice notes. He likes chords which actually work, and I like kind of things which sometimes are a bit more detuned. So yeah, but it kind of works because he's got that. If it was all kind of pads and lushness, you wouldn't have any sort of grit. So I'm kind of the grit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of good partnerships work like that. Like if you were just the same, you would disappear too far down a particular hole. but this way you get the balance.
Well, yeah, I guess you do. There's a tension in there,
Yeah. Well, of course. We're not talking Oasis levels of tension, I'm hoping.
No, not really. No, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, on stage it all comes together and kind of seems to gel. Kind of seem to have this kind of knowledge that we know what's going to happen next, or if it does go wrong, and we do it 8 times, and then the other one picks up and it kind of works out and stuff like that. So there's that freedom. Yeah.
Well, I mean, twins often have that twin thing anyway. Like even outside of music. So once you get that into the music, it's like.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what people say. People say that. I mean, yeah, we didn't start with just me and Ed in the band. It was like we were in another band in Oxford, and we decided the other band had a singer, so let's do this one without vocals, and we'll dress in white and project films all over us, and then it kind of just started happening. Yeah, but it's been driven by me and Ed. It's always what we used to do. There he is. I can see him walking towards us.
Oh, here he comes.
There he is.
So whilst we wait for him to arrive, shall we have a little bit more music?
Yeah.
So we've got a very apt piece of live footage.
Yeah.
You'll see why it's so apt when we play it, but it's bang on the money. For those who don't know, it's absolutely scorching. The sun is roasting down.
Yeah.
And so here, something perfectly for the mood from another live performance from The Egg.
Okay.
amazing and absolutely perfect. So we were just chatting about Ned, and across the field he came.
Yeah.
Looking fully refreshed.
Well, I'm pretty fuzzy and scraggly and mucky. Very
Well-
mucky, I think. you know.
Well, absolutely suitable given where we are.
Yeah, I met a lovely bunch of people I hung out with all night and morning. And Leanie gave me a little Leanie Russian doll and there's Tweedle Bum and a load of bunch of beautiful lovelies. They're all really sweet. Lovely to meet new people. That's what it's all about. I think
Well, shout out to all the beautiful lovelies out there.
yeah, all of them. Yeah. Now you're listening to my voice. I can do funny noises like boop, beep, 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 boop, 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 doo, 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 doo.
Years of training right there.
Yeah, I've been trying to work that one out. So we've just been playing. What was that? That was Jean-Michel Jarre riff, which I first heard at the Rougham Tree Fair when we were kids. And there's all the Albion fairs. There's the Moon Fair, the Tree Fair, the Air Fair, the Elephant Fair, and our mum took us to it, and you could get in for £2 or £1 if you wore medieval clothing. So she took us as medieval clothing as hippie kids, and we're like, oh, really embarrassing. But then I found this Eggopolis, it ended up called this kind of inflatable world you walk through, and they played Jean-Michel Jarre, so I think there's a slight rebellion to folk and rock and stuff like that. And I think we're now going to do a version of Blade Runner by Vangelis, who's a great chord smith. I always like putting the chords in there. Yeah.
So it seems a space theme. A few samples from Sandwiches. You know the track Sandwiches? Out here on the dance floor, I can be the burger, you can be the bun. You know that track? Anyway,
I know
it's a
that
classic,
track.
so we chucked that in there.
The end of the day, you're number one. What
yeah.
is a burger without the bun?
That's a different track then. Okay, so I'm going to play this one. This is another live track. Seeing as we've got this alien theme going on, we'll play a bit of a version of Blade Runner we played. This is from Cornwall. We did an amazing gig. Biff put us on at the Glade at Glastonbury, 1:30 Saturday night at Glastonbury, which was amazing. Thank you to him. We had like 8,000 people, and it was crazy. Anyway, we're going to play this version of the same track off the laptop now. So here we go.
Out here on the dance floor,
We want to be free.
out here on the dance
Feedback. What a great name for a magazine. Yeah, we could play that. We're trying to work out what to play next. What would you like?
Well, while we're waiting or while you're working it out, quick question. So what are you up to now? What has just been released, is going to be released? What should people be looking out for, buying, streaming, downloading? What's hot right now? What have you got for us?
Oh, okay, yeah, we did a track, a mellowish track with Lara, who's been singing with us a bit. Lara Smiles, she sings in the Australian Pink Floyd. We met her through Youth, producer Youth, part of The Orb and Killing Joke, and he co-produced some the last Pink Floyd album with the kind of other bits of Richard Wright. And there's a mellow thing which we put together, over a piano thing I did for Matt Black for Ninja Tunes. And he said that the brief was being in the bath with your lover over lockdown, which is quite... Anyway, a load of people did stuff on it, including Sigur Rós and Virginia Heat. I did some piano on it, which I was very flattered to be on. And then a bit of piano we turned into this kind of loop thing. And yeah.
I don't know if I got the right version of it.
You're not on the right version.
Okay.
Okay.
So I hear at least 2 Pink Floyd links or references in there.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all good. We can't have too much Pink Floyd. Not as far as I'm concerned, anyway. And I'm assuming not as far as you're concerned.
Love Pink Floyd a lot, you know. I think Pink Floyd with lovely chord structures, that's the thing, isn't it? Which is why I like dance music with chord structures in it. Personally, that gives a lovely natural high for me, you know. And and good gentle. When I first heard Pink Floyd, I actually found how kind of approachable it was. I was a bit scared about it at first. I thought it was going to be too trippy, but actually it's got nice chords, lovely shapes in it, you know, and you know, so it's and it's a band, you know, and we're a band, funnily enough.
Well, yeah, no, and you know, it feels like you do sit like right on the edge in between. You know, obviously you're a kind of electronic dance music act on the one hand. On the other hand, you're very much a band, and I know you can do both, but lots of people don't. How is it for you? Does it feel like you're sitting between two worlds?
Well, it's a bit like I was saying. When I grow up, I want to be a musician, and the answer is, well, you can't do both. But yeah, we came from funk originally, so you just filter the keyboards and it turns into dance music. And people say, what's dance music or live band? For us, it comes to the same thing, and then it turned into acid jazz, and then acid jazz turned into funky house, and then funky house filter it turns into electronic music. But you can have electronics make a keyboard sound rather than a raised piano.
Yeah. But also plenty of room for some lovely chords.
Yeah, nice clusters and things like that. You know, extra notes and you know.
Okay. So have we found the track?
Have we found something?
I found the track. Yeah, this is us playing this track with Lara Smiles. We did it last year at Secret Garden Party, but we also released it on LSD, which is Youth's label, last year. So I'm going to play the live version of it with Lara Smiles singing over us. Pretty nice Floydy track. You'll hear all that. We got Guy Pratt came and played bass on one of the versions, didn't we? Anyway, this isn't that one, but it's got her on it, so I'll play it.
Just Hornby 00 track.
Hello everybody. Hello everybody. It's been a bit, hasn't it? Yeah. But we're here in 3 dimensions. 3-dimensional beings all together again. Thanks for all being here. All this love and everything, and by the lakes and the water and the trees and the air. And we're all here, lots of love.
Laura Smiles.
Well, that was beautiful. Really hear those Pink Floyd influences in the vocals, and a really calming, soothing, beautiful track. So,
Thank you very much. That's Something's Happening, featuring Lara Smiles and The Egg, live at Secret Garden Party last year. And it's also out on LSD Records.
Yeah, we're saying bye now. We've got to go off to another gig. But thank you for having us. And
well, thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thanks to Biff and Barry and everybody here. And we're going to walk across these fields and trees and get to another field and do a little funny thing. But thank you. We're going to play this little track. We'll leave you with this called Over There. And it's kind of, at the time, was about anti-xenophobia, going over there, over here, and trying to hide out how easy it is to have differences, but not being into the differences. You know, we're all included, and goes into, if I take a rocket to the me, will you take my hand? You know, so we're all one.
And we're just going to promote a little gig. No one's going to be around at this festival for it, but we're playing Little People this afternoon at Malmesbury at 5:45. And also on the September 22nd, we're playing at Dingwalls. There's a kind of big benefit concert for people of Cuba. And we're playing with Errol Kennedy from Imagination. When he's playing tracks, we've got musicians from Imagination playing with him. And we've got Phil Gould and Mike from Level 42 playing Level 42 tracks, and we've got David Grant. Anyway, Yeah.
Wow, that's quite some company to keep.
And Roachford are playing. Yeah, so we're going to play with them on the 22nd of September at Dingwalls in Camden.
Oh, I love
Come on down.
love a bit of Dingwalls.
Yeah.
Haven't
Should
been
be
there in
good.
a while, but used to be there all the time. Love it.
And if you want to find more tunes, theegg.bandcamp.com, and you'll find more tunes and links and all that stuff. Thanks, Frank. For having us.
Thanks for coming. Have a lovely gig and lovely weekend. We're going to close out with a final track from the Egg over there.
Cheers.
Music Box Radio UK at Mucky Weekender Festival.
Yes, shout out to Ned and Math from The Egg. Thanks for their time. You're listening to Music Box Radio live from the Mucky Weekender.
Music Box Radio UK at Mucky Weekender Festival.